So Sunday used to be fun day. It's cold out though. But when all this bizarre stuff happening, I started staying home more and not doing Sunday fun day. I'd like to get back to that. I'd like to finish these videos and do these maybe never, but only other than the Bible, my own little, just for my own personal, to record my Bible study or something. Just to check in to my dad or anybody that would be like, hey, do we got a reason to go in with the SWAT team yet? Like, if it'll help keep them at bay, then that's what I'd like to use it for. Otherwise, I don't. This is purely. So normally I would go down to the gun club and shoot trap or skeet or what's the other one? Sporting clays. Really enjoy that. Would much rather do that than duck hunt. I guarantee it. I don't know. Being such a practical person, I don't. How they get $50 for some duck? I don't know. Like I said, pheasants even. I guess I've eaten pheasant. It tastes pretty good if it's cooked right. But I guess Phil says what does he say? We're down to bushwhackers and woodies or something, he says. I got that from him. So I did watch quite a few more shows after a while. But I haven't watched them for a couple of years, 2 or 3 years probably. Well, see, I'm 40, 41, 40, probably, yeah, more than 2 years. So, don't think about Duck Dynasty ever. No way they're gonna think that. I still wear a bandana, but I've been shaving, but it's because I sweat. Sometimes I'll wear a bandana. All right. Man, I'm an old guy now. He said, what is this guy? Man, are you talking in riddles? Are you talking in... You're not making any sense, dude. Well, the point is what? What is the point? The point is, so I allowed the dreams to influence me to a certain point with a certain individual, so that I didn't always wonder. You said, wow, you think you're that special, boy? No, not at all. Hey, go talk to God about it. That's what I say. Take it up with God, not me, okay? I ain't doing nothing. And so some excuse me. So some time goes by, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that neighbor guy, I'm pretty sure he's lived there. I mean, like I said, contrary to popular belief, I mean, I don't know if he has more than one name or two names, or I don't know if his name is Bad Boy, Brett, Joseph. I don't even know the guy's first name. That's how obsessed I am with him and his daughter. Huh, I'm pretty sure though I've seen. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, is that the same guy that moved in? I think so. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't watching him. Certainly not spying on him. Apparently, I looked at the deed that I'm on. By the way, I own this place. You can't make me and Tom. Thanks, Ma. No, remember she did help. She helped us with the down payment. But anyway, doesn't matter. I'm on the deed. Not on the mortgage. So, as far as I know, doesn't matter. There's no equity unless we. There's no equity. I don't know what this place is, but it's definitely not a home. Well, I don't know. They say the home is where the heart is, so I guess if half the kingdom were around, I guess it would be, but it sure don't look like one. That guy across the street, I don't know. Seems unproportionately pretty angry. And I'm saying, yeah, it seemed like. So you've read the links, the thing, and so you're saying, well, say son, all right, strike. I played baseball. Like, oh, guy, strike one. You're like, okay, some time's gone by. I'm still praying. Now we're at about 18 months or something. Where are we at? No. Oh, so I make it about 18 months before I start getting discouraged, right? So I'm 41 and a half. Coffee. Okay, so eventually, maybe at the very end, I bought a book and, like I said, sent somebody a couple Twitter messages. And they said, uh, please leave me alone. And remember how this hair that they said leave. I left her alone, and then they turned me into Jeffrey Dahmer. So- and again, there we go. Come on. Thank you. Good girl. Good job, girl. Thank you, Prince. Good doggy. Oh, you went right where you're supposed to. Well, thank you. That makes my life so much easier, girl. What a good doggy. Huh? Hey, Savage. Savage, you got a problem with my dogs being called Princess? And, well, hey, you want to talk about it? For real. I ain't your goat, but if you want to make fun of me, like I said, I don't like that. Kind of a big goon guy, but what's the problem with my dogs' names? You want to tell me? Because I'm a little irritated. Oh, so it's true. And the reason I tell you, so why would you need to tell that first one? Well, because it's part of my testimony and it corroborates the truth. So you can't. There's no sense to hide it because I didn't break any laws. I didn't do anything. I was following my heart, and I thought, man, this is too many dreams. You're gonna end up. You gotta try. Go say hi to. Go to the produce section. At least say hi. Okay. If you're gonna end up sitting in the you know, all alone pretty soon. They're already threatening me, or no? Yeah, they're kind of already starting. No, wait a minute. No, the threats hadn't started yet. I'm telling you, with the exception of liking naked ladies, and I'm pretty sure because all the Christians now they'll tell you that's everybody does that. Everybody likes the people and stuff. That's pretty normal. So apparently, I'm pretty normal. I thought Savage was my friend, and then he starts making fun of me because I got little doggies. What a peckerwood. Can't trust anybody anymore. Hey, ha ha. I'm like, yeah, no. Hey, what's up? Listen. So All right, fine. So, strike one. You're old. Now you get into about 18 months and you're like, man, that was kind of, you tried. You didn't quite do it right, but I think you did it enough to where if she really, because the Bible also says, folks, it's the Pharisees that demanded a sign, not Jesus followers. So if a guy showing up ain't enough, or he's saying, hey, hey, you might be half the kingdom, and you're like, well, I want you to go up there 3 blocks, take a right, then go down there and listen to that radio at the gas station saying, I'm gonna marry that boy one day, and then you're supposed to go up there and take a left, go by that big. That sounds like the Pharisees demanding a sign to me. And then you got Savage making fun of me and my doggies. I've had enough. I ain't going to jail. And I'm thinking, hey, I'm out of here. That's enough. That's cool. I'm cool. Thanks for playing. You want to think I'm an imposter? Well, you've been accusing me of doing things for what I could get from God since day one. So go jump in a lake. I don't care. I'm done trying to. I got nothing more to prove to you. I'm done. So I give up. I let it go. So I'm on Pal Talk, it's 18, but I'm getting discouraged now because I'm 41 and a half. And I'm thinking, well, you did what you wanted to do. You made it through your thing. By the way, I have the greatest attendance record of all time. I told y'all this. You can call Shannon Mentefeld. By the way, if you're looking for, she's a nice person. Her best friend's a black lady, she used to work at the IDS Center, does something downtown Minneapolis. She's from Stillwater. She was gonna go into, what was she gonna do? But she's kind of like me. Oh, she was gonna be a lawyer, I think, and she's smart enough. I don't think she wanted to do all the time and studying. And hey, without that girl, I was done. She was there for me. Uh, Same thing with the two people that ran the group. Right, life was over, so they were there for me. Uh, Thank God. And I agree. Sometimes I don't always make it easy for people to be there for me because most of the time I'd rather be right than married, unless it's really half the kingdom. Then I'm gonna dissect the frog. I'm aware of that. Like, remember, it comes with the territory of being an only child and didn't learn well to share my toys with others. And I like to take my marbles and go home sometimes because I can't figure out what. Hey, my marbles ain't magic like them. Come here, pretty little boy. Come here. I want to sweep in your beard. You know. So I don't get all that, and like I'm like almost like, look, I could be grandpa. Like I don't want to be grandpa. At least not without. I mean, can I get half the kingdom first, and then we can talk about grandpa? Come on, man. Like, you think these times are so far? So you're like, hey, yeah, what's up? You're like, man, quit doing that. I'm trying to think of what to say because what I was saying was what? I'm really tired. And so I'm thinking, who's this? What am I thinking? I'm thinking, who's this? I'm tired. Look, I swear I ain't your goat. I don't know. Nancy Pelosi says they got these people around that like sleep with goats. I got this feeling like, well, everybody hates her guts. But ever since she said that, I'm kind of like, well, I kind of like you, Nancy. Thanks. I appreciate you saying that because I didn't know that till I googled it. I mean, did you ever know that people like really good? I mean, and you know what did the Bible say? The most prettiest angel was the devil. Remember that whole 7 out of 10 thing? 10, 10-fold. I'm thinking, So I'm 40, right? I'm like, I'm getting a little, I'm 41 and a half. I'm getting a little, but you tried a little bit, man. Yeah, you cool. Hey, you pushed it the limit. You didn't get in trouble. You're trying to follow the Bible. You're trying to get half the kingdom. You, hey man, there ain't much more you really could have done, right? You got the gal's attention, and maybe to her you were an imposter, but that's you got to accept that that's God's will, right? Maybe you didn't run around the building 7 times like you're supposed to, but hey, you're a little gun shy, and if that ain't good enough for it, then maybe you're probably not meant to be anyways. You ain't gonna be stupid, boy. You know what I mean? And so you're like, well, this really stinks because this is looking like we're alone, God. We don't want to do that anymore. We're all done with that one, right? Because we're a lovable, compassionate human being. We hung out with Dick, or what's his name? What was his name? Anyways, and you're like, wow, we're good. You tried. You satisfied that idea that hey, I got to at least get up there. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I'm scared. I mean, you followed through and you did what you could, so you're all right, right? But you're thinking, man, darn it, oh well. So now you're living with. I mean, because you can't find any in the produce section, none in the laundromat, none online. You're like, this is it. I go study my accounting, finish that. I go get the. It's just me. We are. I guess that's what we do. You just kind of accept that. Sure, I mean, there's probably girls that if you really wanted to be with somebody, just for the sake of not being alone, yeah, you could probably go algorithm on them, go put up a little profile. You get a little plenty of fish. What's eHarmony? You probably find one that I mean, you can find somebody, but it probably ain't gonna be half the kingdom. It's not going to be spiritual. It's not going to be spontaneous. It's not going to be a vision prayer from God. It's going to be some Poindexter with a circuit protector and an algorithm saying, hey, man, you'd rather have this than be alone, won't you? And you're like, nah, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm all right. And so you're like, whatever. You're not good, but you're like, I'm okay. You're not good, you're not feeling good, but you're like, okay, I'll just, 3/4 of the way satisfied with the way I did it, and like I said, it should be all you know. If it was meant to be, God would have worked it out, right? Yeah. Not a big fan of beat up minivans and all that. I mean, not really. Stuff like that. Especially following them into cornfields and crap. Man, it just gets weird. You're like, hey. So you let that go and so you're chilling and you're like, whatever. And you're just going about your life. Everything's cool. No problems. You didn't have any. No, they had. So before this, that they had, I had this. Yeah. So Rick is way before that, right? Obviously. And so clearly, I don't. I'm already knowing I don't want to get in another situation, but I want to follow through with God's will. Don't want to be scared, right? Don't want to not act, but don't want to do something stupid just because you had a little bad cheese and you're like, next thing you know, you're out in California surfing with, Leslie. You're out. She's got you convinced that you should go swim with them big old fish with the big old teeth, right? All of a sudden, you want to go surfing, right? No, I don't. Still don't have any desire to go surfing or duck hunting. And so I'm thinking, hmm, what do I do? So you go about your life, you just keep studying your accounting and just whatever. Maybe you'll never know. And then all of a sudden, you're not even really praying, and you start to have the dreams again about a particular individual, and you're like, oh my God, only in America. Not again, Lord. You cannot do this, Jesus. To me, please. And then you start wondering, well, is this the devil? Like, what have I done? Like, I swear I wasn't thinking of naked ladies. Well, I'm starting to again because it's 18 months. And I'm like, I know I'm Superman. I'm Superman, but I got kryptonite. So I'm getting lonely. So I'm starting to consider naked ladies again after a year and a half of being a priest. Not feeling good about it, but I'm starting to, my daddy's like, if you, son, you're getting older now and you don't have the money. uh he's like, you could always pay for it, if you want to go to the bunny ranch, I'll meet you out there. And I'm like, no, Dad. If I did that, I'd really have to go to therapy. I'd be so scared to be touching a woman that it's not my wife and all that. And he's, no, that's not for me, Dad. I'll be all right. I think he was half joking, right? And so I'm really tired. And so then that's where this, if you follow the links, that's what kind of happens next. And I guess what else I can say is, I just strike one. I'm thinking, man, you're a glutton for punishment, ain't you, son? You already did. You already tried once. It's time to let the dream thing go, right? Yeah. And it's a while later, and I'm like, But again, it didn't happen that way. Not even close. Who that guy is, I don't know. It did not happen that way. Very bizarre. Just constantly strange stuff. So immediately, what happens? That guy across the street, whoever he is, well, he follows me through town, scares the living hell out of me, and finally he settles down enough where I felt comfortable to. I mean, like I said, you would think if I did that, yeah, you'd be pissed. You'd be like, "That's my daughter, man," and you're like, "You can't do that, bro." But it didn't happen anything like that, and so I didn't feel that scared after he initially settled down to talk to him. If you actually did that, I'd be pretty scared to talk to the dad. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you're going on that many days and it's many times, and then I don't know, man. What I can't figure out is why he's still angry. He seems pretty mad still. I'm not sure. And like I said, I thought if I could, I just didn't want to wonder forever. And so, yeah, y'all on strike two now. And so, like, we're all done. Like I said, if she don't show up with salad in hand, like Daddy says, they'll only knock on the door every 10 to 12. I'm not counting on that. So unless a girl, unless half the kingdom knocks on the door, right? Yeah, we ain't bothering nobody ever, never again. I don't care if you got a dream. I don't. All dreams can go to hell. Yeah. Started getting all these bizarre text messages, so I'm like, huh, people acting so weird. But the bottom line is, like I said, I tried to follow through with what the Bible said. You'll have dreams and visions. I tried to pray for a wife. I thought I heard from God. Obviously, I didn't. Where those dreams came from, I don't know. Obviously, people are gonna say they came from your mental illness or something. Hey, if I was drinking, smoking, I'd say you have a little bit of an argument. But since I don't drink, smoke, or true go with women that do, you don't got no argument. Zero. Especially when you make fun of my doggies. Yeah, yeah. I don't like people that make fun of. Oh, first of all, I don't like guys that would suggest that I would make a good housewife. And then I don't like guys that make fun of guys that like little doggies. Yeah, just saying. So, not like being a tough guy. I'm just saying, like, in a world that we live where sodomy is legal and you can't say anything mean about them. Why would you make fun of a guy that loves animals? You're a real tough guy, aren't you? Yeah, I think so, probably. Yeah. So I've learned my lessons, and like I said, if you think I'm gonna call up the and try to figure out why it sounds like there's a goat in my wall, no, I mean, like I said, I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't have nothing to be worried about or scared about. Whatever's going on around me, whoever's blinking their lights or sending me text messages from Mankato or showing up in black tinted vehicles that I know are not from Forest Lake, or at least I've never seen them in 10 years. Hey, I mean, if they want, I guess, they can play all the games they want, but there you go, there you are. And as long as you're not their goat and you're doing the next right thing, I mean, let them do whatever they want. Let the devils play. Because no matter where you go, there you are. You can't run anywhere. And besides, the red, white, and blue don't run anyways. This is Forest Lake, not Forrest Gump. And so, yeah, I screwed up, but I didn't do anything they said I did. And so I hope I don't ever have to try to prove it to anybody. Because, like I said, I never been in a fight in my life, but I don't like guys that make fun of little doggies. It's kind of starting to bother me a little bit. And I don't like people that lie. And like I said, we're all pretty much the same. We really are. And it sounds to me like what's really truly can go on in society is it's like Nancy Pelosi says. You've got a bunch of hypocrite governors like out in California and wherever, with the exception of a few, there are we're all basically the same. There's nothing new under the sun. But as long as they've got a goat or two and they can transfer their sins onto the goat and get Dusty out of town by dawn, and they can run that goat out of Dodge, well, then they feel all right or something. I mean, I'm just a hypothesis. This whole goat thing that she's talking about. I mean, I got to really, I'm a little slow, so it's going to take me a while to put. So I'm on to something there. Who the good guys, who the bad guys, I don't know. All I can do is control my behavior, read my Bible, pray, realize that, they on Christian chat, which is bizarre. So I met this person named was it Proverbs something, and she was a very angry, irritated gal, but she was unusually interested in my story till she wasn't. Supposedly from Oklahoma. Never. I've been on and off of Christian chat for 20 years, and she says she's been there for 2 or 3. I never seen her. She wants to listen to my story. She's always there. And then all of a sudden she starts acting irritated. So she mentions to me that she's got 2 sons and her parents or something. And then all of a sudden I said something to try to make her feel good. I forgot she had meant it was okay to talk about her parents, but not her 2 sons. And so apparently I failed the first test entrance exam or something because I guess I forgot that it was okay to talk about her parents, but not her. I don't know. As far as I know, secrets kill. That's what the Bible says. Like, I guess if we're in a situation where, because the Bible says choose life or choose death. So if you're in a lettered agency and you got a really violent dude that's like really following his wife and beating her up and the kids, and you got to put her in the witness protection program because to save her life, and then you got to like get this guy off the trail. And I'd say that's probably justified. But if you're just lying to figure out what people are doing, or just because it's convenient, or because you don't want people to know something, a lie's a lie, right? I don't like lies at all. And the only way you'd ever lie is if it was only to save your life. And then if it was justified, like you really didn't do anything they said, well, then maybe a lie, I'm pretty sure the Torah would permit on a case by case basis, maybe. But other than that, lies are from the pits of hell and from the devil because they destroy, they kill, they're dangerous. So, that's the rationale behind why I did what I did. And I kind of had explained that, but, it's like, and now I'm an old guy, so you just accept that. Like I said, I mean, unless she shows up with salad in hand and a marriage contract, I mean, I'd stay away from the produce section, the laundromat. I wouldn't even look at a girl. In today's day and age, obviously, after what I've been through, don't listen to No More Dreams. I don't know what the Bible's talking about, but I wouldn't, that would be in my advice. Hey, don't try to be Joseph. Don't try to interpret the dreams. Don't act on them. Just live, do the Bible, work with what's in front of your eyeballs. If it requires a bunch of cloak and dagger, forget it. Love is patient, love is kind. Love isn't full of lies and secrets, I don't think. And who knows what they're doing with the goats? Nancy's on, she apparently knows, so God bless her heart for. You're just an old desperate guy that wanted a wife, so your mind manifested it. And so you saw somebody that lived across the street supposedly for 10 years, and you finally, your brain, it was survival and all. I don't buy that. Somehow I opened the door to something. Why? The first one, no way. The second one, possibly. But two strikes. I ain't gonna find out what three strikes. I played baseball. I've had them bring in the SWAT team twice. They tried to give me the wooden nickel and the bow and arrow. I mean, we are squeaky clean from here on out, no matter what. And we're gonna have to spend the time figuring out how to stay out of trouble with people that apparently, for other reasons, want to lie and destroy me. And in most cases, it's they've got a goat and they've done the same thing. And they just want you out of the picture. And they want you to be their scapegoat for whatever reasons. I don't know. Don't care. But again, it's the truth. And so I'm just an old guy that's going to hopefully, I hope all the weird stuff stops. And I'm just going to try to finish my accounting. Right off into the sunset, I guess. alone and pay my bills and read my Bible. And I'm not taking don't ever try to give that to me. Where did it go? I had it. You know? You know, dreams or no dreams, that's in the Bible. That's right there. We see that. God said no. You didn't have to interpret any dreams about this. I read it right on the paper. No mark, no tip, no nothing in the right hand or forehead. Hopefully we don't. I don't know why anybody would want to deal with it, really, other than this world only has so much. Without half the kingdom, this world really only has so much to offer. You get up, yeah, it's nice to put food in your stomach, but you've done it for 50 years. It's nice to be able to get on the internet and study accounting, but there's not a lot of jobs, especially for a guy like me. But hey, the lessons couldn't be any clearer. Why? I don't know. Why are people starving in Africa? Why did I get what? Was it a little bit of maybe in Okay, maybe. I mean, sure, you have to consider that. But I let it go. But now I'm dealing with the repercussions. I can't volunteer nowhere. I got people thinking worse things. And so, but you don't have to worry about me. I'm not, I'm not acting on anymore. I don't try to interpret dreams, visions. I ignore my dreams. I don't care. I don't matter what they are. I don't listen to them. Dreams, they're dreams. I'm not trying to. Clearly, I've. There's obviously I don't. I'm not Joseph. And if any girl ever wanted to talk to me, I'm pretty sure she could find me, and she'd probably figure out a way to say hi. And I'm pretty ugly, and I'm pretty old, and I'm pretty tired, and I'm pretty sure nobody wants to talk to me. And that's okay, because I'm trying to go to heaven, not go to jail, not get a bow and arrow, and keep these wooden nickels away. And I guess fishing is all right. Even if you ain't got half the kingdom, you still got your Bible. And as long as you don't have to take one of these, and they don't put you in a guillotine or hang you high in the public square, and they just maybe wanted to, be a little extra cautious and say, hey, let's take a little closer look at this guy here. Put him in check a little bit. Hey, you better be in line, boy. We got you about a short hair, son. Don't be messing with our women now. Okay, that's cool. I feel you. I get you. You understand? Okay, I hear you. All right, fine. How you balance that with, hey, I kind of used to like to go up to the library, but now it ain't no way. Study. Wanted to go. I was hoping to go up there to study my accounting once in a while after work, right? Ain't feeling too comfortable about doing that, especially since it's all in the government center. And they already done knew me. And now they got all that and they don't have time to figure it all out. So they like, yeah, you're half a weirdo, man. Just stay away from here. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want no problem. But I'm sick of sitting in the house and studying after work. And you're like, probably not gonna get any volunteering jobs around here for a while. Probably gonna be pretty tough to pass a volunteer job. But old Squirky Squirk with the bacon juice, he running around with his illegal crew. He all right. He cool. He be all right, right? But me, nah, I can't even get a volunteer job. Uh, what I'm gonna do with all the people that we ain't got much jobs anyways, really. For we got a few. I don't know. Maybe the world is just way, way more evil than I ever imagined, or just a few people think I'm more evil than they ever imagined, or because, like I said, if there's one thing I'm convinced of, is there's nothing new under the sun. We are, especially after hearing Nancy Pelosi and the goat thing, we're all basically the same. We all, regardless of our skin color, we all put our pants up, pull our pants on the same way. We all have basic instincts, similar desires in general. There's only a few Jeffrey Dahmers. Some people get a lucky break here and there, or they seem to get along or have a connection with people, and maybe they get a break being a part of a frat or some organization, and life is, they get it a little easier here and there. But in general, you get what you pay for, what you work for, and sometimes people will help you, but we got a devil that we're dealing with here too, and we got this Bible, and it's a tricky balance. But hey, other than that, yeah, because I didn't realize that there was that um. So are they somehow related? Did the one, I guess so, maybe I don't know, but I didn't do it the way they said. Where I have told the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. And yeah, but it can always be worse. And I guess be thankful that, you know, they'll tell you and that they'll tell you that if you drink enough or do enough abusive drugs, you'll end up in jail, institution, or you'll die. Now I'm wondering. I'm pretty sure that's like for God's people or something, because there's like a lot of people that drank a lot, abused drugs, and I don't know if they outright they're just serving Satan, so Satan doesn't allow that stuff to happen. But yeah, I'm not interested in any three of those, and I want to die ready to meet God. I want to be ready to go for a trial at any moment. If Jesus give me the Breitbart heart attack, they come with this and they say, "Hey, it's either this or the guillotine." Hey, all right. Can I have five? Can I have a couple hours to have a little water and read and say a couple prayers and read my Bible before you cut my neck off, please? And then I'll go peacefully. Um, because you already started lying about me to the point where, yeah, man, like back in the day before I was saved, I mean, if I'd have found thoughts, if I'd have thought somebody's doing that to our girls in my town, I'd probably be looking, I might be rolling around in a flatbed thinking, hey, boy, hey, you don't know how to treat girls, eh? Hey, come here over here and say hi to us. You want to go for a ride, buddy? Hey, hey, why don't we go take a ride down there in Timbuktu? You want to go hit some golf balls with a polar bear? A couple of my friends is Sasquatch. That sounds like a bad idea. Yeah, huh, huh. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm cool right here because I didn't do that. No, I know you don't like me, but you really don't have to sell that. So, again, I ain't getting drunk and I ain't getting naked and I ain't getting too angry and I ain't getting crazy. So I don't know what Nancy Pelosi said they're gonna try to bring the goat then. And I'm saying, well, whatever, man. Right? So that's the rationale behind why I wanted to leave it. I didn't want to be too scared to go shoot some free throws, but I didn't want to be too stupid to go and try to go do a dunk and like bang my head against the bar, right? So, but I tried. I don't know, man. And so hopefully people can just say, okay, thanks, old guy. Thanks for explaining a little bit. We know you're harmless. You're a half a weirdo, but we don't think you're gonna hurt or bother anybody, so we won't punch you in your nose and just go study your accounting. And we didn't want you to volunteer anyways, and we kind of want you out of the library. You're hanging out there too much anyways, so just go do your thing, and maybe you go out to California, or maybe you move up north, or probably ain't got half the kingdom anywhere around here for a guy like you. But hey, you might want to get on eHarmony or something. I guess they tell you. But don't mess with our women, and you'll be all right. 'Cause we a bunch of polar bears, and we've been here for 150 years, and we like bacon juice and hiring illegals, and we don't care what you say, and if you keep talking. So let's be cool because you did what you needed to do. Because otherwise it was gonna be real bad. And now, okay, but that is kind of enough. We heard enough about that, and it don't matter because we decide what's in that paper there, and we decide who what people think and what they believe, and if we want it to go bad for you, it will, because this is our territory, and you're not a full-blooded polar bear, buddy. Don't forget, you're only part polar bear, and you're definitely not Sasquatch. So I'd say you count your blessings, boy, and realize that this is an evil world, and what can make your day go. You think it's but you ain't seen nothing yet. I'd say, hey, you think you haven't. Go study your accounting, and don't worry. We know you didn't really do that. We just We were thinking about framing the hell out of you, but you got published instead of perished. But you're getting kind of annoying now. And we think we got everybody's on the same page, and just be cool, bro. You'll be all right. And hey, yeah, I mean, let's leave it kind of like right there. And hopefully, because otherwise it'd get messy, and then we gotta get a whole bunch. Then we gotta do some more lying, and we really don't want. We were gonna do it because it was gonna be pretty easy, but now it's gonna be a little more difficult. We can do it. We've done it many times, but we'd rather not. And especially at this point, since you seem like you're pretty much harmless and you didn't do anything too weird, we'll go ahead and we got stuff to do too, and we don't really hate you that much. And God is probably not going to be all right with it right now. So we can always get you later if you get to slipping, boy. So be careful and try to stay away from them polar bears. So give yourself plenty of distance between them big old polar bears. Uh, yeah, we don't mind if you make a few more of them religious ones to kind of clear up what you was talking about, and then kind of maybe say a few things to Daddy, and then you go on and do your. Well, you say, well, you would, and then I don't know. Is it this? Maybe we'll see how if the weird things quit, you get these funny. Oh, I never did talk about the Kinkada. Where did the Kinkada come from? Bizarre. And then I got Waldo Garcia telling me that my musty lives here and he won't admit it, and I just weird stuff. God, what is that all that? And then you're like, well, but there's a few other things in there too that where we can see like, hey, because they kind of all they do is they keep lying a little bit each time. It only take a little leaven to leaven the whole lump, and then they think you're so. But yeah, we're done, man. As far as the forget the dreams, y'all. Now, I don't know if that was Old Testament, but no, I don't know if it's for us. How could it be? But yet it says, I will pour my spirit and my young men will have drink. How in the hell could I possibly trust that and have any kind of sanity or any kind of logical brain thinking after what I've been through and what I tried to follow through with that I could take that scripture literally? Like, I don't know what it means, but I know it almost got me in some trouble that I don't want to be in. And so I'm done. Because it ain't worth throwing my life away and then they certify you crazy and you throw everything you worked for, anything you're still trying to maybe somehow, who the hell knows you'd ever get any of it. I mean, you want to throw that away like in a moment? Yeah, keep listening to your dreams, son. Right? So, but hey, At least, like I said, at least I tried. And I guess hopefully I don't need to explain what I don't have. We don't have to get into why I got text messages from Mankato or why people are driving around flashing lights and taking bricks off my balcony or hurting my dog or trying to hurt me. Hopefully we don't have to talk about that anymore, I guess. Because there's a lot worse people than me. Go talk to some of all them 100,000 people I said. You'll talk to enough that'll say he wasn't that bad. All right. I gotta go lay down for a while, man. Man, it's tough getting old. I ain't trying to run around town anyways, man. I'm tired, dude. You leave my doggies out of that, though, would you? I mean, what kind of man makes fun of dogs? My dad, you'll probably see, I guess I got that from my dad. He really loves animals. He's really nice to animals, so maybe that's where I learned to be real loving to animals, I guess. All right. I don't know what the hell's going on, but I don't want no trouble. No more. I just want it to stop. I really do. Please. I said everything else I needed to say, right? And hopefully you can understand more, a little bit more, which I think I touched on a little bit, but and I'm willing to accept like nice terms in that. Man, am I tired. Yeah, that wasn't a very good video. I kind of covered some of the stuff, but then I tried to get. Yeah, it wasn't very productive, was it? Except I get more insight into the reasons. So I've left everybody alone. I'm not bothering anybody. I think people should leave me alone. And that's what I'm asking. Like, don't bother me. Let me just, let me be. Don't try to hurt me. Let me just read my Bible and study accounting, and that's it. whatever else. I don't know what else to do in life. Work, eat, get old. Try to be ready to go to trial with God and be convicted of being a Christian. And follow the rules and don't take that mark there. And try not to get punched in the nose. And realize you're the old ugly guy and nobody wants you. So just go be by yourself. And there's lots of guys like you that kind of get by in life. You're very lucky to be, in some ways, you're lucky to be alive. But God kept you alive. You know, that, that polar bear damn near ate you. So be thankful for the polar bear that didn't get you. And don't do anything in the future that get on any polar bear's radar. Yeah, never know. You might run into a gal somewhere. Never know. hmm As far as having long hair and all, it's interesting because from what I can read in the Bible, it says the long hair. Now, I know that could be subjective, but I'm thinking I seen them Duck Dynasty guys, and I'm thinking that most of that hair is probably like the New Testament. Like that hair is pretty long, and the Bible says a man's hair is not supposed to be long. So I don't know where we draw that line, but they're getting pretty close. I'm just saying. So you don't have to worry about me having no long hair no more. I mean, I ain't got much hair anyways. And the beard, yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. But yeah, the hair been no. Hair down to here is for girls. But think. Okay? I'm pretty sure. If your hair is longer than average, now you say, well, look at them butch haircuts they got now. Well, I don't know. Most girls' hair, if they grow it out, I don't see it much longer than about right here in our society, right? Maybe it used to go down to the back in the day, or you'll get one. I mean, I haven't. Have you seen a girl with hair down her back? I mean, I've seen like one or two in the last 10 years. So I'm thinking like if it's much longer than right there, it's probably that verse in the Bible that says a man. It's an abomination for a man to have long hair, but yet it's a woman's covering. So she's not supposed to have the butch hair. She's supposed to have maybe a little hair or something. And if she's got a little hair, I mean, in order to be in that line with that, your hair better be a little bit above her hair, or there's probably something ain't quite right. I'm just saying. So don't worry about me. I won't have too long a hair. here on out. And I would, you know what I do? If my mommy, you know how I love my mommy and my dog Savage. If my mommy wasn't here, I'd probably buzz it right off and go back in the military because but my mom says she wants me to have a little hair when she look at me. And so it says honor your mother and you only get one mama. So I'm thinking, all right, mama. Because, for like 10 years before I had grown my hair out, man, it'd get here and I'd be like, I was like, and I had no hair. And I'm kind of thinking, well, I ain't got much left, so it'd be nice to kind of keep a little hair. But then you're like, well, I don't want to get accused of being a girl and a housewife. And so you're like, I want to buzz it. But mama's like, nah, you just keep it a little bit for me. And you're like, okay, mama, I did it for you. And you're like, well, it's kind of thinning anyway, so it probably look better. Yeah. I need to lay down. But I want to go to heaven, not hell, no matter what. That's my goal. And that should be anybody's goal. Except for the people with the goats. Apparently, they don't mind going to hell. And that's what the Bible tells us. Like, there's people they live for this life and they've decided that they don't mind going to hell, I guess. So they serve the devil or something. I don't know. Like, why? Did God give them over to a was it retro or repro? Something bait mine, right? And they have a stiff necked conscience that's been seared like a hot iron and they're incapable, or they were just born that way, or is it a 5 point Calvinist tulip where it was predestined? Why would anybody want to trade the 100 years of goats for eternity of burning and sulfur, where the worm dieth not, where there's no quench of the thirst, and it's disgusting for eternity? Why would anybody choose that? I don't know. But I'm thinking the people that are the ones that would like want to hurt, lie, and get people to a flatbed pickup truck and make you disappear. Have you go play putt with polar bears or something. I don't know. But remember, folks, no matter what, it says fear God. And as long as you're not a goat and you're a sheep at his right hand, and the goat's on the left, you have nothing to fear. You fear God, who can throw your soul into hell for eternity, not man, who can destroy your flesh, but only if God says it's okay. And if God says Jeffrey Dahmer's coming with starving kids in Africa, you can't do anything about it anyways. But if he says no, that's not going to happen, then you don't have to worry about what they're doing because they can't touch you unless God says so. So let them try to scare you. Who cares? But don't worry about it because you can't do much about it other than doing the next right thing. And if you do that, let him be a goat. All he is a goat. But if anybody hasn't told you today, I love you, and there ain't, well, I suppose the guy used to say that. If anybody hadn't told you I love you today, I love you, and there ain't a darn thing you can do about it. Well, I don't think I'd go that far because remember, God loves the meek. The meek and the humble shall inherit the earth. God can't stand a haughty, a proud look, right? So I feel like I didn't do a very good job, and I brought some more information that it needed more clarification. Though I'm not feeling unfulfilled though, but I'm way too tired to even attempt to. So I can't promise I won't try to clean it up a little bit. But like I said, I mean I'm right. I said I was there. I'm kind of there. Other than I feel like maybe I should talk about my complete criminal record. Slowly, maybe. It's mostly traffic. Mostly driving home from a casino at 90 miles an hour or something like that. And then there's a couple, like I said, they're just so exaggerated and fabricated. It just makes me, it gets my goat. Obviously, probably by design from the goats. But somebody knows, and I don't know. All I was ever trying to do is find my wife. That's all I'm guilty of. And it's not looking good. It's really not. And you don't have a whole lot of family, or they don't see the world you do. And then you get to reading this Bible, and you're like, I mean, there's not a whole lot of people to talk to that think like you, and you still like a naked lady once in a while because you can't stop thinking of forever. You can only go because you ain't because you, even Superman has kryptonite. You're like, oh darn it. You're like, what do I do? And all Jesus told us, he said, pray and pray without ceasing that you don't enter into temptation. Okay, well, thanks for the advice, but easier said than done there. Said God said Jesus, there'll always be a way out. And I'm saying, are you talking like on the road again? Are you talking like walking around in circles? Are you talking about praying? Like, well, what's this way out of being alone, not having half the kingdom in your arms, with a little kissy kissy smoochy smoochy once in a while, and someone to do life with. So you're not just some old guy that nobody cares about anymore and doesn't want to listen to. And now you're like really old guy. You're really starting to look old, dude. Like, remember that when we were young and we were like, oh yeah, you're the old guy and you gotta be quiet now, and like nobody wants to talk to your grandpa. You're old and we're young. Yeah, we're like I'm at that age pretty much, right? Yeah. But I told the truth. I had integrity. You can't take that. All right. As far as whatever else, man. But these goats are relentless, though. But you can expect it, all right? Amen. In a world waxing, no. In a world waxing worse and worse, I mean, it's just obvious that the goats are going to get more and more control. And they're going to be real good at convincing other people that they're the goats and they're not the goats. Sounds pretty about right. And if you get to talking too much like Nancy Pelosi telling the truth, well, I don't know. So hopefully we can find that balance of, hey, they kind of own to us. And so this is a little more complicated. Hopefully they'll just kind of let us be the goats and we'll go find another goat. Because we don't, it's easier. I mean, we're hiding in plain sight now and they kind of know what we're doing in it, but we still don't really want to be talking about it. So let's just, I mean, there must be a goat around here somewhere, right? In the bed. Can you imagine Googling? Like, what? What a guy would be doing with a pretty naked lady in a bed with a goat? Huh? What? For real? Like a real live goat? What kind of crazy? Satanism? Okay. Thanks, Nancy. I'll see you at Mass. Yeah. I think the real frustrating thing is, like I said, the first time there's nothing you're gonna tell me. There's nothing. I don't care if you're in the CIA, FBI. You got nothing. You could show me no audio, no video. I don't care nowhere that you could convince me or anybody that, hey, you might have opened the door to the devil. No way in hell. No way. Nah, you were supposed to do a layup and you shot a free throw and you missed. So you're an imposter, regardless, even if you saw the vision, you didn't follow through, you're kind of pretty much Christian Leitner again. Thanks for playing. Whatever. Next. Okay, the second time, 18 months, discouraged, floor, all the stuff. You're getting a little upset. Is there some door to the devil you could? Yes, absolutely. Sure, you could make that up. The first time, no. So that's the significance of why I had to add that additional thing, because obviously, uh, we there's two of them. No, well, it's kind of, sort of, right? Are they related? I don't know. Who's the polar bear? I don't know. Hey, so I'll give you that. The first one, no. I'll I'll tell you what. Hey, if you can find something on the first one, I'll go ahead and become an Enoch. Yeah. Did you know that the Bible says that so they can serve God? What it was, they were accusing of cryptomaniac, calling the Chicago police. You think I'm crazy? Calling the Chicago Police Department, and he made himself an Enoch or something. I mean, the people on this Pal Talk are insane. I'm never going back. The second one, yeah, because like I started getting frustrated, probably arguing with my family a little bit. Started maybe thinking about a naked lady. I'll give you that. Could be. I don't think so. I don't believe it was. But I suppose if you got CIA surveillance audio of me arguing with my dad or something about something, you say, because you ever feel bad, like if you have an argument with your parents, you don't feel good. That's why God said, don't let the sun go down on your anger, because it does not feel good for most people, at least Christians, right? You know it. And so if there's very little, that could be a way where the God gives the devil permission to test you, possibly. I'm just saying it's possible. The first time, no way in hell. You'll never convince me in a gazillion years that I did anything that would. I did everything perfect, by the book, prayed to God, continue to ask God. Now, double, triple check, take them away. Fine. There's no doubt. You're trying to say something, God. No, no question. Second time, all right. Don't think so, but I'll give you the possibility. And even then, though, I still feel like God, given the background and context of my life, he could use a situation where maybe it was bad and make it great. I mean, there's lots of stories where people went out and maybe fell in love or lusted at they met at church and maybe they didn't do it perfectly right and they ended up having premarital sex, but then they got married and they stayed married for 50 years and they had a great marriage and the kids, everything was normal. So God can use a situation where maybe it didn't start out perfect, but it was still ultimately his will. And so then forget about the opening the door to the devil because it was, you know what I mean? So that's why I needed to explain the first part. But, you have my word. What is it? Tissue in hand. If I gotta blow my nose, right? Tissue in hand. I'm saying salad in hand. We're done. Cause yeah, a guy like me, I'm already scared of polar bears. I really don't want to be in like a box with one. Them like where there's nowhere to go. Especially if they like make me sleep with one and like, yeah, don't worry. Would never do anything that would cause me to be required to sleep with a very large polar bear. Promise. All done. I heard the fishing's real good that way. Water's clean. Yeah, that's all we're worried about. For real. You got my word. Go home, cash that check, go home, tell mommy about it. Okay? So I hope that helps some more because, yeah, because apparently there's only so many resources, right? And if you're kind of looking like half a weirdo on paper, and then we kind of got you talking like half a weirdo on Pal Talk, and now you're pretty. Now, well, thanks for showing us your face, but yeah, you're pretty old and ugly. But we'll check and see. Well, we're gonna check your story. So we'll check a few of those people you said you hung. We'll check. We don't got time to go through all that because but we check a couple there and make sure so we can trust what you. But we guarantee this was much more than just trying to scare you straight, son. That had zero to do with it. I don't care what Amarillo Slim says. I don't care if Amarillo Slim is trying to sell you a Cadillac at the price of a Pinto. You tell him, look, we Jacob sheep. We ain't no goat, dog. Player, play. No, you hear me? That's what you tell him. You say, hey, yo, Amarillo Slim, don't come around trying to tell, hey, you trying to sell me a caddy you want to sell me a caddy, a Pinto for the price of a caddy when we Jacob sheep and you think it's a goat? Get out of Dodge, Dusty, by dawn. Big Dawn. Big Bad Dawn. Come on, man. Can I can I lay down for a while now without like bricks missing on my deck? And you say, well, it's a pretty good sign there hasn't one come through the window. I mean, what do you care if they move stuff around? I mean, as long as there doesn't one come flying, you okay, man? Settle it. All right. But there was a thing with my dog. Okay. Remember, I don't drink. You remember, I ain't no wild Turkish strain, boy. I got a pretty steady hand. Okay. I didn't like gouge my dog like 3 times. I think I would have remembered that. Yeah. Ha ha. Just think, you don't even have to be an FBI agent, according to Savage, to love doggies. You know, February 14th. Is this? It's. Is it Valentine's Day? When is Valentine's Day? I know. Kind of pathetic, but not desperate anymore. It was a little the whole life story, and because I would guess most of those people I mentioned that I knew probably, with the exception of a few, probably did pretty decent. I would guess most of them. They probably doing pretty well. Probably most of them a lot better than me, obviously. Uh so that yeah, I didn't like having to. But hey, guess what? I mean, I guess we don't ever have to do uh This gets me out of going to any class reunions, right? For like the next 50 years, right? Yeah. Oh, oh, I wanted to say so. One time I did one mean little thing when we lived on the golf course, Tammy, at the Downs. They had a nice little condo. Well, there was a rattlesnake. Remember, guys like me, we like power tools. Well, I decided it was a good idea to traumatize my sister. So I took a bucket and I put this rattlesnake in like a 5 gallon pickle bucket and I brought it in the house. And I kind of brought it and like moved it around and I was playing with it. And I hate snakes. She got a little nervous that day. And I might have said a couple mean things about 10 years ago to her, but I was probably drunk. I was probably drinking 18 beers and didn't mean it. And I love her. And I always missed her. Oh, just because I didn't want you to go, oh, wow, but you're so, boy, you really are. Think you're perfect, don't you? No, I mean, I did do a couple things. Um, but other than that, I was mostly riding around on my skateboard. Uh, oh, I worked at Montgomery Ward. Forgot to tell you that one. Remember that? Before it's Hobby Lobby or something? Northtown. Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, I'm gonna tell this one. So this will demonstrate that I'm not Jeffrey Dahmer. Because I had the opportunity to totally be like if I was gonna be Jeffrey Dahmer, I mean this was the time to do it. Yeah, yeah. So I'm really tired. So if you go over to Minnetonka or St. Louis Park or probably lots of neighborhoods anyway, but this is you can tell the houses are from like World War II or something around that time or a little bit after. They're all kind of the same. You know, they built a bunch of houses real fast and they're all similar and almost exact a lot alike, or at least two or three of them in a row. And so if you've had like 18 bears, like I used to during the whole day, that's why there's 24 beers in a 24 pack, right? One beer per hour, they say you can do. So as long as it's one beer per hour, 18 ain't nothing over a whole day. But you're feeling pretty good, right? So one time I went to this friend's house. I had been there many times, but I might have been a little intoxicated, yeah. Might have had a cigarette or something. maybe a tiny, but I didn't inhale. And it's pretty late. Probably coming from a casino or something. And, they don't have clocks. You ever go in a casino? Yeah, no clock. Nowhere. So, a little stressful. Bada bing, 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 da bing, 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 bing. Now, why her door was unlocked, I don't know. When there was nobody else around. Thank God. Like a boyfriend with a big gun or somebody downstairs that with a big gun. But I was young and I don't know. So I literally, honest to goodness, I pull up in front. I think I'm going in my friend's house. And I really wasn't that hammered. But and she'll probably about a type. So this would have been off Minnetonka Boulevard about, I don't know. It'd have to be 20 years ago. 15 years ago. She probably would remember it though. I'm starting to wonder if she wanted me to stay. I pull up in my car and I'm not really paying attention, probably smoking a cigarette or something, putting a cigarette out. And I accidentally go in the neighbor's house just to the south. Well, I guess it'd be east. And I go all the way because his room's upstairs. And the house looked exactly the same, right? Where's my freaking get a hat? It's cold, dude. Yeah, so like if I was gonna be Jeffrey Dahmer, this probably would have been the time to do it. Because she wasn't bad looking. In fact, I probably should have got her number, been thinking back, but you're so shocked. You're like, oh my goodness, like I could almost get shot right now. I better get out of here. So I go in the house, it's unlocked, like my friend's house always is. Well, his mom's house. I go in there like I've gone in there 50 other times, and I go in the house, and I go up the stairs, and I get up there and come on, dude, hey, get up, let's go do something. Come on, man, wake up, let's go. And so I didn't even get to that. So I get up the stairs, and I'm like, and I go over to the bed, and I'm like, yeah, we're within 6 feet, probably less than that. And all of a sudden, there's this woman. Like I said, I mean, she wasn't bad looking. And she was alone. I'm thinking, I mean, she looks at me, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong house. Please don't believe me. Like my friend right over there. I thought I was in that house, and I'm gonna slowly back away right now, and I'm gonna go back down those stairs. You have a good night. I'm sorry about that. Please don't shoot me. Something like that. Man, you want to talk about like scary, like, because it's dark. It's probably 11, 12 at night. So it's just a woman all by herself. I'm thinking, well, how come your door ain't locked, number one? Like, I was waiting for a 357 to come out from under the pillow, boy, and be like, yeah, boy, get to stepping. Thank God. I was like, whoa. So, yeah, I mean, like, if I was going to be Jeffrey Dahmer, that might have been an opportunity. So that's a story I tell once in a while. Never did. It's the only time that anything like that ever happened. And no, it never happened again. Uh, it was dark out. I might have had a couple beers. But again, normal, made a mistake, normal behavior. Didn't get shot. Pretty normal. She would remember it. You would think. Should probably corroborate that. Oh, I know a good one. Oh my goodness. How do I? I don't know. I need some rest before I do that one. I mean, I wasn't like Tom. Like I didn't like take the snake out of the bucket because I mean I wasn't touching that a rattlesnake. I didn't like throw it at her. I just had the bucket and it's going. You know. I mean, I was scared too. I just brought it in the house, and yeah, she didn't like that. If there's anything I do hate, it's snakes. Yeah, I don't like. Look, the serpent, Eve. Man, is there anything more scary than a snake? Or what about like a big one, like Florida? You hey, at least if you're in Arizona, folks. I mean, you pretty much have to step on a rattler. You know, they got that little like they gonna let you know real quick. Hey, they mostly stay away from you. Like the dogs get bit a lot because they go after them. But hey, hey, down in Florida, you want to talk about polar bears? They got these snakes now down there that are like 30 feet long and about like this big. They literally can eat humans. Like, like I think they've eaten some out on people fall asleep on their deck. Alligators that get them old, they got them big old alligators. We got one of them around here. It's called Dusty. He was told to get out of Dodge by sundown. Hey, look, Florida, it's muggy. It's other than the fact that they got the Man, you better be careful down in Florida. Well, talk about scary. I mean, and then if the anaconda don't get you, the boa constrictor they don't, the cocker alligator don't get you, you're gonna get Lyme disease or mosquito something, and then you're sweating, and it's a bad sweat, right? It's a tropical, nasty, like you're literally in a swamp. At least out that other way, it's a dry heat. So unless half the kingdom say we're going to Florida, honey. The fishing's real good that way, I heard. I'll go ahead and do it because it'll help my dad. Not something I like. This I get this thrown in my face by Leslie all the time, and even Grandpa Gordy asked me about it. Uh, hey, uh, remember the whole thing? It's like, remember the whole thing I told you got to have daddy. Ain't no substitute for the fear of God. Spare the rod, spare the child. You got to be daddy, and you got to do it from day one. And mama got to support you to say there, so there ain't no conflicting like that little baby looking over at half the kingdom going, you sure gonna let him do that, mommy? And she's like, well, hmm. And so because once there's any disagreement between the parents and they're not on the same page, it's pretty much all downhill. So it's a good thought, honorable mention. Hey, daddy out in California. And you say, well, I could step in. I mean, I'm grandpa, right? Well, you think maybe so, but not if you talk to the milkman or anybody else that ever. Hey, and, yeah, sure, this was before they tried to turn you into, you know, Jacob Wetterling. But remember, I was in the security at way before this. Yeah. And so you're like, you're hyper. You ate all them paint chips. You're confused. I mean, daddy's out in California. You here, hey, dude. You're a little hyper kid. You're whining for your mommy. You're really young. I mean, you're only what? you're right at that age where they're trying to figure out, is this guy gonna sit in the corner and eat his boogers, or is he gonna is he halfway normal? Right? There's a lot going on in your head. I don't know. So apparently, Grandpa Gordy, he got frustrated one morning, and I don't know, I don't even remember. I swear I do not remember other than what they tell me, honest to God. And Grandpa Gordy knocks does something. He upsets me. I'm crying. I'm sad. I don't know what it was. If I wouldn't get in the car fast enough, or I wouldn't. I don't remember. I don't know what. But I made him mad, and he went to spare the rod. And nobody's ever done that. I'm sure. It's not my dad. And you're a nice grandpa or something. And where's my mommy? And now you drop me off at school, and I'm still crying like maybe I don't know, I guess. And they're like, "What's going on?" I don't know. I don't know. What don't know what's going on? What are you doing? I guarantee, like like I don't even know what happened. I I don't know what I told him. I probably said I don't know. My grandpa's mad at me, and he spanked me or something. I don't know. I certainly didn't say, my he took out a baseball bat and beat the living hell out of man. Like, we need to call the police. It's like they just honestly, that's the problem. That's the stuff that they talk about. You couldn't do it back then. There's no way you could. HR ain't have nothing to do with that. Like, maybe if you're out in the woods and nobody can, you can't even spank your kids no more. You couldn't spank them when I was. So I'm crying, and they decide it's a good idea to figure out and call the police on Grandpa Gordy. Yeah, I guess. And they still remind me, and I'm like, I don't remember that. I don't even remember crying. I don't remember no police. I don't know nothing. I can't remember anything about that day. Not a thing, and I swear to God. And so they still ask me about that. Like, why would you do that? Can't you get your mom to stop the child support? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm like 4 years old. I have no idea. I don't even remember Grandpa getting mad. I don't remember crying like a hysterically for my mommy. And I don't remember them saying, hey, well, maybe there's child abuse or something. I don't know. I certainly didn't call the police. And so I still get crap for that every time. All right. And I swear to God, I don't remember. I was too young. I know I didn't have no intentions to get him in trouble. So I'm pretty sure that might have been the only time my grandpa ever had to talk to a police officer or something. I don't know. But they never let me forget it. And I certainly didn't call. Yeah, I get that all the time, reminded from Leslie and them. And never meant to be malicious. Never meant to cause any problems there. I don't even remember. Swear to God. Dad. And that was like 45 years ago. And there was hundreds of times we sat and looked at pictures and everything was fine after that. At least in my mind. So I don't know. So yeah, it just yeah, another story. Ask Grandpa Gordy. I don't know, ever since Grandma died from the Alzheimer's, she had family in New Zealand, sister or something. Like I said, I mean that I just never. When you picture a woman, I guess she was to me the most. Well, I mean, I guess other than my mom, but even gosh, she just seemed like Mother Teresa to me, right? She just seemed like this perfect, quiet, such a good wife and homemaker, and she, I don't know, she just seemed so perfect. And then, yeah, they don't make them like Grandma Lois anymore. They haven't for 50 years. But ever since she was gone, yeah, I pretty much kind of grew apart from, I guess, Grandpa Gordy, and then Dad always was. I guess I always got blamed for whatever went on in Cal. You know, Dad would always admit once in a while that yeah, Leslie's crazy. All women are crazy, but Leslie's a little more crazy, and when she gets into the wine, stay away from her. But you can't stay away because she's got a scooter, and she'll come find you and she'll get you, and eventually for a while, you know, as long as you're not drinking, you can ignore her. Sometimes she'll get bored or fall asleep. Sometimes she'll turn on the propane gas while you're at work, and if you smoke cigarettes you end up like Uncle Kevin. You'll blow your face off. Oh, thank you, Jesus. And she can't remember much. I bet you she has a lot of blackouts. She has Native American blood. If y'all know anything about Native Americans and alcohol, there's a reason they call it the war path. She's crazy, yeah. Huh, huh. You can't. And she's half the kingdom. You're done. Hit the road, Jack, and don't come back. It don't matter. It's your fault. She's half the kingdom, boy. It's your fault. Don't care. Every once in a while, I'm gonna say, "Hey, yeah, I love you, buddy." I thought about it. It was mostly her. Yeah, you did some stuff, but yeah, doesn't matter. She have the kingdom. You're gone, and I guess between that one incident and then Grandma dying, and then having some problems with Dad changing my name, then he just pretty much stopped talking to me. I tried to stop over a couple times, and then he reminded me of that time I called. I didn't call. I'm 30. I'm 2 years old. I don't even know how to use a phone. And so that was the last time after he brought that up. Yeah, I was like, have fun with your new girlfriend. I'll see you later. See you later. So, you know, but we were pretty close back in the day. You see, it's all about half the kingdom. You ain't got half the kingdom, Grandma Lois. You ain't got much, son. And so, I don't know. I always miss Grandpa. Man, that guy's got tools in his garage from 1920s that would outperform almost all the tools of today, and they still work. Table saws and band saws and drip. Yup, half the kingdom. Whatever. How you ever think when everybody's moving out, how you can ever think you can help me? You're gonna have to consider it all. How he has a chimney fire, they get the. I got the secret Terminator spider. Maybe he got the secret drone. I mean, somebody flew a drone in and started a fire. I don't know. He says no, no way. I'm saying, have you seen them the documentaries on the people that driving the drones around and delivering stuff, and they got lots of them, and they got cameras on them, and it's reasonable, it's measurable. Yeah, pretty tough for my daddy to be sitting in his kitchen talking to his son on a couple of week or two vacation. I'm in this. I can set you up a bed right here, Daddy. You come in and I can get you a little desk over there. I got my desk or you can use this one. But I think we should get you a desk back there somewhere. That's what I'm thinking. Since uh, then you're right by the kitchen. You get, besides, I got all my stuff here. I don't mind moving it, but I think that'd be the easiest. I got my bed over there. We can you like cots, right? Dislocate. We could no, but don't ask me to sleep on a cot again, ever. Please? No way. I gotta go to sleep. oh, I work tons of temp jobs. I mean, I work for Masterson Personnel. I work tons, so many different. I can't even think of them all. Yeah. Yeah, I think we should start there, yeah. Why do I have to come out there? I think you should come stay with me for a week or two. and we're gonna hang out and talk, and we can play cards. Do you play cribbage? I could teach you general. You know how to play cribbage. You probably haven't played. I probably have to remind you though. You haven't played in 50 years. Gin rummy or something. We could play a game of cards. I could watch some movies or something. And I could get you a chair right back there. What do you think? A little chair and a desk? You want it back there? Yeah? Huh? Huh? So, hi. Oh, 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 so Trump was, so Trump still, though, he was acquitted in the Senate, which is the same as last time, right? So he was convicted in the House both times, so that still means he can't run for office, right? I'm thinking. So if he would have been convicted in, I can't, I'm way too tired. I'm so tired. I gotta lay down for a couple hours. And then I gotta do a little work for Amarillo Slim. I don't mind. I like to trust people till they give me a reason not to trust them. Even guys named Amarillo Slim. Normally I don't trust people that gamble or poker players and stuff, you know? Love of mammon, love of money. I don't care if you're earning a living, if you're sitting around playing with it and touching it and lipping in it, drinking it, and all darn day dong, I'd say that's probably mammon. Just like, just a guess. Is there anything evil anymore? Is there anything the devil's doing here? That might be one of them. I'm gonna stay away. You ain't ever gonna see me in no gambling hall unless, like I said, I mean, half the kingdom, I mean, she'd have to drag me in there on her birthday or something, and I ain't going past the nickel slot machine, and I'm only staying for like an hour or two, and I don't want to go. And there better be a free buffet or something. Otherwise, all right, we got no business in the gambling hall. The beer hall, the gambling hall, none of them halls. The Dungeon and Dragon Hall, none of them. The Den of Dragons, the Den of Devils, none of it. You say, well, boy, finally it worked. We finally scared the boy straight. No, you don't abuse animals to scare somebody straight. You don't hurt animals. Only Satan would do that. All right, well, we just moved a few bricks around and blinked a few lights and sent a tick. You don't hurt animals. You don't do damage to vehicles, etc., etc. So keep lying. Keep and don't you trying to convince Amarillo Slim too? Hmm? Is is he just pretending to be nice, or is he really nice? Huh? Which is very tough read. Hmm? Do your work, son. Doesn't matter. When you coming, Dad? And oh, that guy up there eating the porridge, he can watch over your spread. If Leslie needs something real bad, hey, what you think? So we do? Yeah, I think we should start there. That's a way better idea than me coming out there. Yeah. Holy crap, I'm tired. I'll be right back. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a gambling man but if I was gonna say, hey, we're gonna bet the farm, I'd say, hey, take a look at that old Kenny the trucker. Figure out what the hell he's really doing. Houston Saint, and then he got about 20 other ones going. And his old partner there, Billy Bob 7 or Preacher Billy Bob 7. I'd take a real close look at them two there. And then right when you're done with that, I'd figure out what old Secret Doctrine and Jeremy and Cal, what kind of things they're pushing on them two there. And then I'd head on over to Katie's and say, hey, are you the super spreader? I mean, what half the kingdom is running this? Who got called beef curtains here or something? Yeah, I'd go along that lines there. Just saying. And then I'd say something like maybe they, I don't know. I don't know what, Adolia. I'd take a pretty close look at that Jeff Larson too. I heard he likes staying in older RVs, things like that. You know, unsuspecting RVs on people's property or something. He's kind of a drifter, so it wouldn't be too far a stretch. Yeah, it'd probably be a good start. Yeah, because I guess I only heard Jeremy and Secret Doctrine use the word kike, but that Kenny seems pretty violent. Uh, he's pretty violent, and Preacher Billy Bob seems a little more restrained, but pretty dangerous, pretty violent. Yeah. And now, just before I left, all this apparently, Kenny's now he's trying to pretend he's not a Satanist anymore. But he's not doing a real good job of pretending for being a phony Christian. So I don't know who the hell they are. That has got to be the most bizarre noise of all, and it moves around on that back wall. Like I'm not scared of it because, well, remember I'm from the farm and we did our fair share of cow tipping, and so we just apply that to tipping goats. You ever seen goats? If you stare a goat, especially when you're a bull in a china cabinet, they faint. They just they well they're goats. So they're kinda like a preacher Billy Bob 777 and a bully, like a 300-pound Barry Burgon goon with bacon juice dripping off his nostrils. They like to pick on guys that are a lot smaller, but really want to come down to it. See, they're just a goat, and I'm Jacob Sheep. Yeah. It's annoying. Like, I'm not that stupid. Like, how does this weird noise like come out of nowhere? Like, there's only so much to the cold weather because that's not even near a wall that's cold. It's just bizarre. It's like a, it's like a, it's weird. I'm just trying to figure out how I could reproduce the noise. Because if you can't, you got to be able to reproduce it, or we can't try to figure it out. No, obviously, a sheep, we're sheep. Sheep are kind of dumb, right? But, and goats are kind of mean. And I suppose that's why the Satanists and the devil use them. Not sure why. But they seem to have these rules that are laws of nature that seem to work. And so, like I said, they never ever tell me the full stories. I used to think they were either red shirting me or protecting me, but I'm not so sure about that anymore either. The thing is, like, yeah, you'd like a really big mean goat, I suppose. Like if you were doing something bad, I suppose a goat could probably do some damage, but if you're doing the next right thing, why would you worry about a goat? It's just a goat, and you're not a goat. So I guess, but how the hell do you get rid of the goat? Because the goat's annoying, right? You're like, okay, I'm sick of the goat. Oh, that's right. They transfer the sin and then they chase it out of town with Dusty by dawn or something. Is Dusty gonna take the goat with him or what? How does that work? Because I'm pretty sure Yeah, I mean, it was all, like I said, I should have taken a picture of my dog's back. Why? I guess I was in so much shock and there's so much stuff going on. I just slipped my mind. But there was these gashes that were not there. And that makes me really sad. It makes me really mad to think about. Yeah. Why somebody could hurt an innocent animal just to get to somebody's emotions or to try to manipulate them and get them to do something. You really gotta be a goat. You really gotta be a nasty person. Especially a nice little doggy. Innocent. No, I mean, like the best doggy in the world. You really gotta be a special kind of evil, don't you? Yeah. You got my attention. Did I mention that yet? And then there was the big hole, and I can't now. Why there'd be a hole? Okay, I've had a lot of refrigerators. How there could be a hole like this in the gasket of my brand new refrigerator? Come on. So it's just mold, Nick. You brought a moldy dog? Nah, mold does not look like that. It looked like dirt. Okay. Are you sure? You thought that was a dripping? No, I admitted that one. I'm not saying how it got there, but it didn't get there by mold. And how them big hacks on the I think I know. If I would have cut my dog in three, I mean bad. I mean bad gashes. Okay? Deep. I didn't do it. And I'm just saying what so initially when I opened the around about the same time as the dog, when I opened my fridge, it looked to me like somebody maybe kicked the inside of the fridge or something because there's like dirt. But the rest of the fridge is brand new. So this idea that somehow mold got over there and it don't there's no mold anywhere else, and I'm like I'm like I ain't a freak, but I'm a clean freak, and so it wasn't that dirty. It was brand new. I know I hadn't cleaned it, well, not super clean, but I wiped it down a little bit here and there. I've had lots of refrigerators, and I've never seen that in my life, where a gasket got eaten up by mold, especially a brand new one. I report, you decide. The text messages trying to, I don't know. What? So there's a text message, something about if you don't love me or something, you're probably in prison or and not in Mankato or something. I have no idea. It's just weird. Like I say, that guy across the street, I'm pretty sure he's not going to invite me over for any bratwurst anytime soon. So, like I said, I reasonably came up with, yeah, I mean, all the other stuff, yeah, we could say, all right, little damage to the cars, the flat tires, the hubcaps, the windshields, the bizarre behavior. Okay, we're just trying to see what is this guy mentally stable? But when you hurt my dog, now I know you're evil. Okay. Yeah. So, and of course, you know why they picked that dog, right? They picked Precious and not Princess, of course, right? Because they know Precious, they want to get to Tom, and they know Tom loves Precious. Like, that's his favorite dog. We're seeing a theme here, aren't we? Doesn't hurt to get old Daddy Mark distracted either, does it? but I ain't your goat. I mean, and I'm not sorry that I'm not your goat. I just not your goat. There's nothing to trust about. I guess if God allows, I'm your. I could be other things, but not your goat. I mean, if you really think I was your goat at this point, I mean, you're really a lot more dense than I thought. Yeah. Rice. Over easy egg. Thank you, Father God, for the food. Thank you for no major health problems or stomach issues. In Jesus Christ almighty name, amen. It's like they say, did you remember when you seen Michelle Obama during when she was telling people to vote for? And so it was like, you really gotta vote like your life depends on it. And she's like, for the grace of God, there go us. And I'm like, did you just say that? Did you really just say that, Mrs. Obama? You didn't really. Oh, Pelosi up there saying she letting out the secret about goats in beds, and then Michelle Obama when I had to replay it. I'm like, did she say that? Nah, she didn't say that. No way. Oh, she said it all right. Oh yeah. Huh, huh. You're getting a little cocky. No, I'm a little fed up, a little irritated, because it's distracting. How many hours have I had to do this? I could have spent this other ways. Not being a goat, though. Uh, so, I don't know. It's really frustrating, because seriously, like, if oh half the kingdom, if she ain't within, a 500-mile radius of here, hey, like my 10 years up, and like, hey, you're like, hey, like they've made it pretty clear, like, hey, we're polar bears. You're only part polar bear. After we get old Dusty out of Dodge, we'd like you to just, how about we just agree to disagree? And you're not the goat, but we just want you to go. There's lots of places to live, and you don't have to live here. And so I'm like, I just can't convince myself, Diddy, in my head how could we ever make it work? I would want to. If there's no half the kingdom, or she'd say, oh, he too weird, or I said maybe there was one somewhere, and she just decided because she's the boss. She women like they'll tell you uh, I'm there till I'm not. Um, I'm in till I'm not. I'm in. I'm there for you till I'm not. And they don't know sometimes. So they might think they don't know exactly when, but they'll know when they know. And so you just got to do the best you can so they don't ever get to that point. But they don't always know themselves. But we all know when they know and they're done, right? We figured that out about half the kingdom. It can be a little different. Yup. So, but like Daddy said, they have the kingdom, so they're a little different. You got to try to deal with it, right? I got you. I get it. So, but if I'm just saying, hypothetically, hey, you remember I'm into security in like preschool, right? I mean, I'm locking down Fort Knox, right, from day one. Like I'm already planning to to avoid Jacob Wetterling. So when I'm like a baby, right? Where that came from, I don't know if it just does it run in the DNA, the blood, the parents. Was my mom was it the nervousness of my mother that she naturally has? Where did that where did that come from? Because apparently it didn't come from my dad. So where did I get this natural instinct to kind of secure the location as a baby? If I didn't get it from my dad and my mom doesn't, she don't seem overly like wanting to like lock doors, and so it's not paranoid, but just wanting to secure location. Where does that come from? Is that some sort of basic instinct, natural instinct? Is that some part of Jewish Christian in my blood or something? Yes, I don't know. But you say, well, okay, so we like backup plans. When we're in security, we like to have contingency back plan A, plan B, plan C. Because they don't always work out, and people change their mind, and it's screw. So let's just say, because look, Dad, I love you, and I know you're, hey, but I'm taking half the kingdom over you, just like you did Leslie. So whatever half the kingdom say, we're gonna do it. But if I ain't got no half the kingdom, yeah, like okay, Daddy, how do we make it work for real though? You know what I mean? I didn't sell my birthright. I ain't so sure about. Yeah, I mean, if you really get a road in there and you get some power and water, and we can always put up a locked gate, so no scooter, little extra money. But I don't know how that's going. It's her property, so because she's getting to the point where that's quite a hike. Yeah, I mean, unless she get really, really going on that, she get a hold of a really big bottle of pills and a whole bunch of wine. She ain't making that trek. I agree. But if she gets on that scooter, you get that road. But until there's power water. Look, remember last time I was there? I didn't have by the way, did you ever tell anybody I didn't have a hot shower, me or Justin, for what was that there? To over 2 months? Not one hot shower. And I got sawdust and wood dust up my every crack and nook and cranny you can think of. We're working 12, 14 hours a day in the 120 degree heat. It's cold shower, which is all right, but it ain't no fun after dark, I'll tell you that. And it's coming out of a hose. I'd say I did pretty well. Given no hot shower, I ain't clean. I had a beard. I even tried to appease half the kingdom out there. She kept complaining about my beard. It's see with some people it's always something. Literally, I literally cut my beard for that woman. That is like a cardinal sin. That didn't work. Remember that? Oh, but did you ever cuss her? No. Remember that whole I'm gonna leave it all on the court? Yup, nope. What'd you do? Uh, we had a fire, and y'all complained a little bit, which I'll give you that because it's pretty dry. But there's no brush anywhere within that can really catch fire with I mean 50 yards, a long ways, dude. And I know it don't take much, so I'll give you that. Hey, but it ain't. I mean, but then after that, I dug a 6 foot pit, and like I said, I got them boulders that don't even Hulk Hogan would probably have a hard time moving. I had to roll them down the hill. They were huge. I mean, big old dudes. We wasn't going uphill. I had them going downhill, and I had a pretty secure location there. Yeah, and you said, well, why'd you get the train? It was about 3 in the afternoon. What do you get the chainsaw? What do you do? No, because the pit was a little close to the palm tree, and he says, well, that might catch on fire. And you got old Justin a picking up truck, and I'm like, hey, let's speed this up here a little bit. I get out the steel and I just try to trim it up a little bit. So you said it was a little close to the palm tree. I'll give you that. But how many times did she refuse to let me come and even use the bathroom? Oh, I mean, I can't. I lost count. Justin was coming in and out as much as he wanted. You remember that guy that had to register as a? You remember that guy? And then on top of that, remember that? So when I first got there, I mean, she was all about divide and conquer from the moment I got there. We were sitting on the couch, and he was showing me something, and she came in the room and she goes, "Faggot alert! Faggot alert!" And I'm thinking, "What's wrong with you, lady?" Yeah, remember that? Oh, you didn't hear that because you was probably in the other room. Yeah, and I'm thinking, well, yeah, I mean, I know it's sin and stuff, but I've been trying not to talk like that because it kind of sets people off, and they tend to not like you, and then you kind of can have problems. But if you're respectful, but faggot alert, and she goes, I'm gonna call the faggot police. If what are you gonna start sucking each other's? Uh, oh, we got to keep this G rated. Yeah, remember that? And this is the first time I ever met him. Right? Remember, his dad got they they hung him in the jail down there, and then they blamed it on suicide in Iowa. And so I'm trying to be nice to my cousin that I never seen before. I got to work and sleep with the guy, and I never met him. So yeah, I wasn't sitting on his lap, but he was showing me something on his phone or something. And Leslie come in there and do that. And she would do everything she was from the moment of conception. She was doing everything she could to separate us to make sure we weren't getting along, just like she did with what's her name, the girl up in North Branch. What's her name? Huh? What's her name? Yeah, right. You're not wondering why the sheriff came and took her away, are you? No. By the way, I'm getting up every day, and that was the worst truck I've ever seen you had. Not, it was tough to drive it, and we had to take it to the mechanic. Remember that you were driving it that one day? That was close. I thought for sure you were gonna smack into that caddy when you turned left just before uh, coming off the five there. Oh my! That's close as I thought it was over because you were staring with a that's all that was left on the stick. Ah, and so you had no power steering. That it had. Oh man! Right. Oh, and get this. So you know how you had to do with this truck, y'all? Let me get some coffee. Okay. You remember how we say, you know how I told you I was a professional, right? Okay, so you got like thousands of pounds of weight in a F3 250 or something. There's no brakes. Well, you got brakes, but they're not designed to be handling 5,000 pounds. So you got to MacGyver it, especially when you're going down a hill like this. Oh yeah, the only way to do it, right? You gotta have it in reverse. You gotta be a professional because you got 5,000 pounds of wood on the thing. So you got to slow. And if you do too fast, boom, you lose it all. The truck, you're going down, boom. So you got to be real smooth. You know, you're like, oh, is there a car coming? Imagine this, you're in reverse. And there's all that. So you got, yeah, you got to be a professional driver. I'm a professional. Way better than Kenny the trucker. I could take an 18 wheeler and hey, yeah, I'm not even playing, man. You gotta be like, shh. It's like a collision just waiting to happen. I mean, so yeah, once you get used to it, it ain't too bad. But you gotta be paying attention at all times, or you're gonna be having a real bad day real quick. So you gotta, anytime you're on any slope, yeah, okay, because you don't. This is just the truck, and he ended up selling the business allegedly, right, Daddy, to some guy who ain't doing a very good job. Everybody keeps calling Daddy saying, "Hey, this guy ain't doing too good." Hey, so you say what? I said, dude, I'm tired, bro. I need a little bit of nap. I say, I ain't your goat, dog. Hey, so you're driving these trucks and oh, we get the stick fixed at least. And these are some kind of air brakes. This is a pretty old one. Daddy has some pretty decent trucks, but look, man, there's things you got guys that don't care, and it's one thing if you're driving it all the time, but I don't care who they are, except me or like family. Your firstborn, not the guy eating the porridge, but they're gonna beat your trucks up. That it's not even that. That what happened is they just don't. They don't treat it like they own. So they just by natural selection things start to happen. Whether what just anything extra wear and tear that you don't put a lot of money in a truck that you got some guy you're paying, right? So you just got to average a lot most of the time, unless it's he had a couple nice ones when he was driving, right? But it's a wood truck. It's getting banged up by going up in the mountain and boom. Look, a truck is kind of a truck in that business. All right, it just is. So it ain't the easiest, but we get the stick fixed, and I'm like, that's cool. I'm happy to be out here. And I'm like, I'm being mindful, right? Because did I take? No, I hadn't. But I'm getting older, and I'm realizing, it ain't my half the kingdom, but she still half the kingdom. And so I'm starting to learn, hey, you don't want to call any half the kingdom beef curtains because you're going to have a bad day, right? And so I'm thinking, yeah, ha, ha. And I'm like, hey, I'm not swearing at this lady ever. I'm staying out of her way. I'm pooping in the fluffy bucket now because she won't let me in the house. Y'all wondering where I learned how to enjoy going on a bucket? Ha, ha. And I'm like, yeah, nope, no, it ain't bad. They got them, like I said, I did it a little bit out in the woods, hunting and fishing and stuff, and it's kind of nice. It's a 5 gallon pickle bucket with a soft kind of like a toilet cover. It worked pretty good. You got the disposable bags. I'm a half a redneck, no problem, no surprise. But she won't let me in the house, and I'm like, I can deal with that, no problem. I stay out here, and it depends. One moment she's all right, and 5 minutes later she's on the warpath. But Justin's coming in and out whenever he wants. Best friends. She's doing it. She's in his ear just like she was to Ariane and everybody else. Every time I ever came out there, except for the first 5 minutes when she couldn't realize that I have nothing to do with child support. Grandpa, you called the cops on No, I didn't. I was 2 years old. I don't even remember. You scratched my car. No, first she brings me to the treasure chest. The little thing in case we have a fire in California. This is what we're taking. And look at her, Nikki, dear. You know how much we love you. You know how many times we tried. Not really. I mean, I kind of felt that from Tammy, but never you. Kind of, sort of by Tammy. She let me. But you're kind of a crazy drunken woman, but you have to keep going, keep talking. Oh, we love you, Nick, honey. I know she did. Really did. We really did love you. And there comes Daddy. She really means it. And we really tried to have you come out here all the time. And we love, look at these pictures here. Nikki. I really did love you. And that lasts for about a half hour. Look at a few pictures and then lock, step, and barrel. Grandpa, scratch the car in the paint. Where's my wrenches? And then there's one other one which I will admit to, but for sake of so that you can have an objective view, I promise I will talk about that. There's one thing other than the snake thing. I brought in a snake in a bucket. Never pulled that. That was kind of mean and scared, but I was just scared. I don't know why I did that. I was stupid. I hate snakes. Other than that, I was riding a skateboard, being a regular kid, basically every time, and it was an accident. But it was kind of bad. I'll tell you about it. Oh, you're like, oh, come on, tell us, Greg. No, it will ruin the integrity of the truth. So, yeah, those four, maybe five things every single time. Oh, the other one. She loves to tell me, oh, that time but oh, so what? Oh, big deal. I'm like 18 years old, and my sister's. I drove her car up to get some ice cream. Well, or what's the other one? Oh, the time when I accidentally had Tammy's keys, and we had to drive down to the claim jumper. Oh darn, we had to spend time as a family, sitting in a car because all you were gonna do is sit home and drink beer and watch football and yell at me anyways. I mean, what's wrong with sitting in the car for half an hour and doing it and taking a ride because you're going to tell me about it every time you see me until you chase me out of town. Yep, that one too. There's a couple others. But old Justin, he's perfect. Which, yeah, you just met him, but why he was allowed to use the restroom and I wasn't, I don't know. You tell me. But then what really started to bother me is, of course, you don't need anything to drink because, well, the workers, they call them workers, basically instead of what? So I don't want to make daddy mad, so I'm going to just leave it. I'll just look because the workers because they don't have any coolers. You don't deserve a cooler, Nick. Even though I'm sitting here and you're going to work for me. Why should you have cooler packs? Nobody else down at that yard does. I mean, I know you're born here and you're like every job you've ever had, you were able to have cold drinks but I don't think it's appropriate nor to you to use my restroom anymore unless I want to yell at you. I might let you in for a few minutes. And let's see. Yeah. Oh, I'll be right back.